everyone, welcome to another exciting live watch party. I am Captain Logan, and I'm completely unprepared for this evening. Joining me tonight is my good buddy, Austin, the DayGhost. Hello, Austin.
Sorry we're late, everybody. I had to explain to Cap about the Green Eggs and Ham show that's on Netflix.
We were just talking about how this could be a completely different channel if we wanted it to be, where we just became one of those reaction channels. There's so much bizarre, weird stuff that obviously is already out, but new, strange things coming out. I didn't know about that, Austin. It would be so weird and interesting to just turn that on and start talking over it.
Yeah, so everybody, we're going to be watching that instead now. Everybody put on episode 1, Train.
So every episode of that, Austin was telling me, is like a one-word episode title, like Smallville, and it's just like train, plane, bus, and like, I guess just he won't eat them in those places. And I'm assuming he just spends the whole episode learning to be okay with eating them in that place. Like, I wonder how that's so weird.
Yeah, and it stars Michael Douglas, and apparently it's like one of the most expensive animated shows like of all time or something. Like, it's insane. And it's got like a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You said it's like beloved so far? It's so strange. Anyway, tonight we thought we would do a fun Halloween-themed commentary series, and we'd do another mini-marathon. Tonight we're going to watch some Goosebumps episodes that Austin and I both have never seen. Now, I am somewhat familiar with this show. I watched it a little bit when it was on. Even back in the day when I was reading R.L. Stine, I was really into Goosebumps. I didn't read all of them. I was hit or miss on that, but I read several, and even back in the day, I was not real impressed with this show, and I didn't find myself keeping up with it, and watching even all the episodes that were based on books I liked, but I think what happened was I watched the Horrorland two-parter, and it was not hardly anything like the book, and I was disappointed by that, and I was like, how do you not put the slide in? So I was done. Like, there was no slide, so I didn't care. And Mass Mutant was kind of okay. I've done a rewind on that. And but those are the ones I really remember. I picked tonight, so we each picked two, and we intentionally picked ones that we've not seen before. So we're gonna do a blind watch for you, and kind of riff a little bit and just respond to kind of like Austin wants to do for the Green Eggs and Ham show. Just what we're seeing as we're going, as we're watching, kind of like DJ and I were doing for Morphin Mania with Power Rangers. This is very much that kind of show, I think. So it should be fun. Get us all in the Halloween kind of mood. I picked intentionally one episode based on a book that I read. Not that I remember anything about it, but it was a book that I read, and I picked another one because it was more Halloween-y. And also,
so you read the kitchen sink one?
Yes, that was one of the first ones I had.
Yeah, I picked, because I've only ever seen the Mask episode of this, which I guess is the first episode. It's a two-parter.
Is Haunted Mask the first one they made? I thought they did. I think
so. When I was looking at the episode, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that's how Wikipedia listed it. Unless it's like the first of, like, maybe season 2, and I maybe got mixed up.
It also might be that thing where the aired order is different than the production order, because Netflix has the first episode as The Girl Who Cried Monster, but I could have sworn that they did something else first, but now I can't remember, because I almost said Dead House, but I think Welcome to Dead House is the actual first book, isn't it? I forget now.
Oh, I don't know. I've never read any of those either.
Have you not?
No, I've never read it. Like, that Mask episode is the only thing I know about Goosebumps. And then, like, I know some stuff from, like, when the movie was coming out, you know, like, they had the werewolf thing.
It might be fun to do a commentary on that at some point. I enjoy that movie more than I ought to, probably, but it's fun. It's better than it had any right to be, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't hear anybody talking about the second one. I at least heard people talk about the first one.
It's really disappointing. Yeah, it's sad. I will say it was weird because with that second movie, they intentionally didn't sell it on Jack Black, and they tried to make you think that he wasn't in the movie, and he shows up in the third act.
Yeah,
But
'cause I assumed he wasn't in it because he wasn't in any of the advertising.
yeah, and then nobody cared, and nobody saw it, and if they'd put him in the trailers, they might have actually made money with it. It was really weird marketing, and like in a way, I respected it because it was kind of cool that they were able to sleeper drop that and surprise me. But it was the only cool thing in the movie. When he shows up, it was so dull. It was really unfortunate.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I picked my episodes because the Cuckoo Clock of Doom is an insane title, so I was like, I need to see if that lives up to that. And I picked the Lawn Gnomes episode just in the hope that I'll get to see midgets dressed as lawn gnomes, but I feel like I'm going to be very disappointed about that.
Oh, Austin. Well, anyway, as I always say when Austin comes on, I want to thank all the subscribers that we just lost. For being here for as long as you were. Anyway, so as Austin alluded to, we're going to begin tonight with The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. That's, like I said, one that I've not seen, and also a book I never read. That's one of the first references in the movie where you see the cuckoo clock at R.L. Stine's house before everything comes out of the books, which is kind of fun. But anyway, so get that rigged up if you're going to watch it with us. This is available on Netflix right now, in the States at least, and you can watch it there. Make sure that you're looking at the 3rd episode of season 1, and you can look at the description of the live show and the video to see the 4 episodes we're watching tonight and what episode numbers they are. We're going to be watching in aired order, and beginning with Cuckoo Clock of Doom. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Again, we're not prepared. We have no idea what we're getting ourselves into exactly because we've not seen this, and I haven't seen very many that go back this far. So it'll be interesting to see what the show looks like at the very beginning. Are we ready?
Yep, I'm good.
Let's do it. Here we go. Cuckoo Clock of Doom. It's the 3rd episode of season 1, and everybody get ready to press play when I say now. Here we go. Everybody please press play right now.
Unknown passenger says babyface Austin. Yeah, you can't really see, but I cut myself shaving. I have blood like going down my cheek, and I have blood on my nose because I woke up with like a gash on it for some reason. I don't know what was up with that. But Halloween, I guess. I don't know.
I've always liked this intro song a lot, and this is another one of those shows that I think, like half of the success of it was the intro.
Oh yeah, even I know this intro, and I've seen 1 episode.
And of course, it was influenced a lot by other anthology shows at the time, like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, which is like the king of them. That show's great. That's something I wish we would do now that we don't really do anymore. Like there's the Creep Show on Shudder. That's kind of it.
Yeah, that's true. And we need... It would be fun to do more of these anthology things for kids. Because that was a big 90s thing. There were at least a few things like that. So everybody get ready for some bad acting.
Bad Canadian actors.
We're gonna have. I'd like to kind of check in at the end of each episode and decide if our actors are to Power Rangers caliber.
Is this one made in Canada? I know. Are You Afraid of the Dark was.
I don't actually know that for sure. I just assumed that you had looked that up or something. Or just somehow you knew that already. But yes, if this is not a Vancouver show, I would be surprised. Divid22, $2 super chat. Thanks so much.
Blood.
Kat, might we hear your Kansas accent this stream? I mean, you're listening to it. This is how I talk. People can't peg me, and I don't think most people from Kansas have exactly an accent. Like certainly, it's there's not a drawl when you live in the Midwest, and there's not like the kind of more extreme Minnesota thing or anything. Like pretty even keel.
Yeah, I never really thought that I had an accent, but some people in the Discord have told me that there's just certain words.
Oh my god, a sock puppet with ketchup on it!
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is the R.L. Stine staple. We knew as soon as he found blood, it wouldn't be blood, and that some kid would just jump out at it with something. Like,
yeah,
I knew for sure that was going to happen.
Yeah, there's no way this show could get away with showing blood.
No, but what's funny is that ketchup looks more like real blood than a lot of blood that's supposed to be real in some horror movies I've seen.
Yeah, no kidding. I wouldn't have picked this if I knew we were going to be watching fetuses the whole time, though.
What are you doing with that?
I am acting.
Ketchup is for hamburgers. What's this close up? Oh God,
Whoa.
we're gonna get a flashback. Are you getting
having a Vietnam flashback?
I was gonna ask, are you getting Incredible Hulk flashbacks?
No kidding, yeah.
I wonder if it's a CD. It is a CD.
That looks like a Christian.
Wow, get rid of the sister.
Yeah. It also looks like a Christian CD, so yeah, definitely get rid of that.
You know what, though? You gotta give that kid credit. He's pretty good at faking being excited about a present he doesn't want and tossed away.
That's true.
So far, this is very in line with R.L. Stine's writing and what these books are like. Again, I've not read Cuckoo Clock, so I don't know if this is in line with that story in particular, but you've always got to have the irritating sibling that the main character hates, and you've always got to have the constant things that are that we're supposed to think are scary, that are red herrings, that are going to turn out to be nothing and totally innocuous. And usually there's an O. Henry thing at the end of his books where it's not scary so much as just weird and unexplainable.
Oh, okay. So he's the child version of Lovecraft.
Sure. Well, of course, he's ripping off Lovecraft and everybody else. I mean, he's basically rolling a D20 every time he writes a book, and it's like Pixar. It's like, I haven't done the monster one yet. I haven't done the fish one yet.
Yeah, he's looking around, he's like, the lamp book.
Daniel Davis, that cake went down the drain. David22, Cap, will you review the R.L. Stine movie? What movie are you referring to? The Goosebumps film starring Jack Black, or something else that R.L. Stine had his name on?
Are we gonna do Fear Street?
Well, I know how much you loved Fear Street. I've not seen that. There's an R.L. Stine thing that you've seen that I have not. Oh, you know what we have to review together? You know what we have to do? You know what I'm going to say, right? So, Austin has this weird, I'll never understand it, obsession with is it...
Midgets?
Is it... No. What's the Marvel... Is it Man-Thing?
Man-Thing, yeah.
Yeah. And R.L. Stine did a 5-issue Man-Thing series.
I own that, yeah.
And I reviewed the first issue when it came out, and it was terrible, and I couldn't even explain what he was doing with that book. It's bizarre. Have you read it?
No, I haven't yet, but let's do it.
That would have been the perfect Halloween thing, and I didn't even think of it, but forgetting Halloween, we've got to review that at some point, because it's bizarre. I bought all of it. I've not read past that first issue.
Yeah, I know, because I was like, I'm going to be the one Man-Thing expert in the world, and I'm just going to buy all the Man-Thing I can. So that was one of the things I bought when I did that.
For the record, this is not an especially ugly or pretty clock. It's just a clock. And that lady was like, it's such an ugly clock! It looks like a clock. It looks like you could potentially move the hands around on it and it would open up to the Batcave. Like, it's a clock. I don't know.
You know what it kind of has going for it is the Shining miniseries thing, where the Shining movie, you know, they kind of like built the interiors of the hotel to make it look creepy, but in the remake I think they went to the hotel that like inspired King.
They
and
did.
It's just a hotel. So like you look at that and you're like, yeah, it's just a hotel.
There's nothing especially creepy about it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, like the movie, you know, there was thought put into the layout that doesn't make sense, but that's on purpose.
You know, for a kid show...
Oh my god, he broke that thing's neck!
I was going to say, for a kid show that's not going to be allowed to really do, much because of censorship and stuff, this has an okay sense of creepy atmosphere, I guess. Like...
Yeah, I can understand why kids would watch this.
It's weird.
Like, this is scary. Real funny joke.
This definitely watched like the kid Twilight Zone, where it was always like, okay, what, weird situation are we in for that's impossible that no one will be able to explain?
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. They should get Simon Kinberg to reboot this then, since he rebooted the Twilight Zone.
Oh, great! Paramount Plus's Goosebumps.
Dennis, he's in love.
Didn't need to see that again.
I also think that you could make a drinking game reading Goosebumps books out of characters saying, "This is too weird."
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm wondering if R.L. Stein himself just wrote the script, because this is very authentic.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Groundhog Day.
Yeah. But I guess that makes sense. It's a time motif. And he was probably looking at things like Groundhog Day thinking, like, well, you could make a horror... You could turn that into a horror premise.
Well, considering he had to put out a book every day, I'm pretty sure he looked at anything. Just like, how do I make this horror?
I have read his biography written for children, and it's hilarious. And he brags in that about how quickly he writes his books. I'm like, yeah, they're 30 pages long. And he's like, he's like, I can write one over a weekend. I'm like, they read like they're written over a weekend. Good job. And when he says like, and of course, since that he's written a lot more, but back then when he's like, because that was published in like, I don't know, 98, 99. And when he's like, I have that. I read it a few years ago. And when he's like, I've written over 100 books. I'm like, depends on your definition of book.
Yeah. It's in Times New Roman font 40. So... oh my god.
I almost said this hallway's pretty good until I realized he's on a green screen.
This reminds me of Psycho, the part where like the guy falls down the stairs and it's like, whoa.
When they start spinning? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Look at that floating clock. Anybody wondering if it's larger on the inside?
Oh my god, I'm so happy I picked this episode.
So this is great. So this is terrible sibling syndrome to the max then. Because we just picked the creepiest little girl we could find and made her the stuff of his nightmares.
Well, yeah, she's horrifying. Didn't you hear her voice?
He just transformed into a different actor. Oh, so it's not just Groundhog... Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow, they did the Macaulay Culkin thing.
And he's like discount Canadian Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give him this premise. This is fun, actually. That, like, it's not just repeating the same day over and over again, but that clock can make you, like, jump around in time. But you keep your memories. So now he just is 6. Like, yeah, there's a lot of great horror potential for that. And it's a good way to get around, we can't show blood, we can't have violence. Like, this is a horrifying notion, potentially, all by itself. It's another one of those ideas, kind of like piano lessons can be murder, where, like, yeah, being forced to play the piano for all eternity is, like, inherently a scary idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's the art through limitation, right? Like, you can't...
it's not just jumping around, he's just going backwards until he goes back to his birth or whatever. There's a Voyager episode about that, and it's kind of creepy, too.
That's a Futurama episode, too.
That's one of the only Kess episodes I like. Now, unfortunately for this cool idea, we're stuck having to follow this much worse actor, like little kid actor, compared to an already not great actor.
He completely slurred that last line.
When
I
he
feel
wakes
like
up
his
next
dad
time,
is
he's going to
like
be
the
in the
discount
womb.
guy from Son of the Mask. That's yikes.
Sorry, I missed part of that, but
Oh, I said I think the dad looks like a discount lead actor from Son of the Mask, like whatever that guy's name is.
and he was already a discount Jim Carrey.
Exactly.
There's tiers of these things. I think you're getting younger by the minute, like a lot younger by the day, if it's by the day.
Oh my god, he ran out of there like the Flash.
Austin, obviously this is ridiculous, but I'm genuinely enjoying this.
No, this is pretty good.
Austin's like, I'd watch this.
Yeah, I'd watch this.
Oh man, here comes Cogliostro. Don't you hate it when that happens?
Is this gonna be like the kid that's abused by his dad from Spawn then? The cuckoo clock is a representation of that.
Boy, that's gonna really take a turn, yeah.
Oh, there's the dad. It's coming.
He's so angry he's gonna beat up his kid, and then he's gonna have and then he's gonna have all these tattoos all over him that say "I beat my kids."
Yeah, and then they're gonna change the ending to have Spawn hang him with a shoelace.
That's not what happens in that issue. That's a different.
I know, they're gonna change the ending.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Gotta make it more iconic.
Did they have to pay to get Clifford in there? Oh no, Clifford probably is Scholastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Clifford's getting a movie.
Oh, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Have you seen that?
Huh?
It's just like a dog, and then they like CGI'd it to be big.
No way, really? Did they color it red in post?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Okay, so hold on. I want to see what their reaction is to that. Okay, that is not the natural reaction to your 6-year-old looking up at you going, "Dad, don't argue with me."
No, I love how he's just like, I don't want to be here anymore.
It's not
and
worth
then
it.
the mom checked his forehead to see if he has a fever.
Wow, that's a pretty good line. It's the again, your 6-year-old looks up at you ominously and says, "It's not good night. It's goodbye."
Oh my god.
So again, I've seen a few episodes of this show. This is so far one of the better episodes of this that I've seen.
This just turned existential. I feel like I'm watching End of Evangelion.
See, that's terrifying. You don't want to have your 12-year-old intellect, and your mom looks down and says, "Do you want a diaper change?" Like,
You don't want to look up at your mom and her hair's like this big either.
that's actually really funny. That's like 1982. Tom put in a $5 super chat earlier and just said that his internet's not working great, so he might miss out. But he says, "I love Clock of Doom." Oh, so Tom knows this show.
Oh, of course he does.
Jedi Knight from earlier said, "I'm so angry I'm not gonna act." He's not getting fussy. That's not...
This baby is the best actor of this episode. He's freaking out.
Okay, this baby is lucky that they wind up back at this antique store and go in.
Yeah. I feel like the mom looks older now because of her hair.
I agree with that. That was contrived. How would they would necessarily wind back up in here?
Well, that's why he was freaking out. The dad was like, "Do you want to go for a walk? Maybe we can do some window shopping at the antique store downtown."
Yeah, but then they're not window shopping. They went inside, and that kid can't tell them that he wants to do that. So why did they go in?
Because plot. The episode has to end.
That's what contrivance means.
They're slowing this footage down because they didn't have enough.
John Kelling, I always wish they kept the original plot for the second movie and just did Horrorland, not just literally the same movie again. Yes, of course. And there was a Horrorland movie in the works for a long time, even before the movie they ended up making, when they compromised to doing the admittedly fun premise of just do everything at once. And I don't know what possessed them to do what they did the second time, because that was obviously not going to perform.
Yeah, I always thought it was strange they did the everything plot in the first place. But I guess, what do you do? I don't know.
It made it kind of a big crossover movie before Everything and His Dog was doing that. I mean, we're on the verge of Everything and His Dog doing that, but I don't know, it's kind of fun, because it's like, I guess we have sort of this, not shared universe that you could turn into a shared universe, and the Goosebumps books themselves, to be fair, turned it more into a shared universe later on, with the Slappy series and stuff, and so they would cross some of these worlds into each other, and so you'd have Horrorland and Slappy and other things all at the same time. There was a Slappy series and there was a Horrorland series, and I can't remember if both of them did that or if just one of them did. I think it was, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was the Horrorland series that brought in characters and ideas and stuff from other books. But anyway, I don't know, that starting with Everything gave you a really good launching pad to just spin off and do any of those things as their own singular films. And I always figured you'd just bring R.L. Stine in as a framing device for any of those you wanted to do.
Yeah, that I could see that. He's almost like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. Well, and I always wondered why they didn't do that with him in this series and make it even a little bit more like Twilight Zone or Alfred Hitchcock Presents or something, where he'd come in at the beginning and set up the episode. And Todd McFarlane also did it with the Spawn series. There's a lot of precedent for that.
Mm-hmm. Are they actually going to end it on just his sister doesn't exist anymore?
Oh, and he's really excited about that, and now it's a happy ending for him. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's great.
I mean, I'm happy she doesn't exist anymore.
Me too. No, I think... I'm sorry to say this, but I think she deserved that. Okay, that was a good start. It might all be downhill from there. That was pretty great.
Yeah, no, that was really good. It was definitely a lot better than I was expecting, just based off that title.
So, the next one we're going to watch is... Oh, are you sending me things?
I just sent you the image of Clifford.
Oh, no. The next one we're going to watch is It Came From Beneath the Sink, or It Came From Beneath the Kitchen Sink. Netflix has the word kitchen in it, but the book was just called It Came From Beneath the Sink, and when I looked this up on Google with the list of episodes, it didn't have kitchen in it. So I don't know what the discrepancy is there.
Yeah, I don't know. Here on Apple TV, it just says sink.
So that might be a mistake on Netflix, and Netflix has made mistakes like that on other things before. This is season 1, episode 14, apparently, although I'm not finding it right off. Hold on.
Yeah, I gotta put in my password.
Is it just not on Netflix for some reason? No. It's in a different place. Netflix has it as the second episode of season 1. It actually has it right before Cuckoo Clock.
Oh, that's weird.
It is. So I picked this one because, like I said, this was one of the books that I had, and this was one of my favorite covers. I honestly don't remember anything about this plot at all. But I just picked it because I remembered liking that particular title.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't seen this one. My favorite episodes were always, or my favorite books, I should say, were always Horrorland was at the top, and then it was Mass Mutant, and then it was Say Cheese and Die. And they did both Say Cheese and Say Cheese and Die again in this show, but I have seen both of those, so I couldn't pick them. I guess we're just waiting for Austin right now.
Sorry, I'm doing this password thing.
So, guys, on Netflix, this episode is season 1, episode 2. So get that rigged up to timestamp 0 if you will, and we'll just all sit around and wait for Austin. Dan Davis says this one has some more recognizable actors. Oh, interested to see who. And I haven't looked into anything ahead of time. What's going on, Austin?
Well, it's like, what's your password? And I put it in, and it's like, no. So now,
Apple is the worst for that kind of thing, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna back out and then try this again.
Well, everybody bear with us, please.
Yeah, take this out on Netflix, because we don't have the full show on Netflix here.
Yeah, I don't know why I had to make a Canadian my commentary guy.
Yeah, that's where you went wrong.
Tom, $5 super chat. Netflix did something weird. They took all the special episodes out of the seasons and moved them to their own season called Specials. No clue why. Yeah, that's strange. And I don't know what makes them specials exactly, because they're all 2-part episodes, I think, that are also just 20 minutes.
Yeah, I want to buy my phone instead. That might be easier. I can just...
John Kelling says Austin is living a real-life Goosebumps story with his Netflix password. That sounds like a thing R.L. Stine would write, too. The whole book, it's just somebody that can't log into some kind of social media.
Okay, here, I'm gonna knock out all these at once. Okay,
just
so
all the ways in which it makes your life inconvenient, and then at the end, there's like a thing that pops up for, like, you know, not selling your soul to the devil or something, and it's like, if you can't put your password in the next 10 seconds, the devil gets your soul. And, like, you're not supposed to question why that's a thing. You just go, oh, no!
So what are the other 2 episodes?
Oh, my God. Sorry, I'm looking at the dog. That's horrifying.
Isn't that awesome?
That is nightmare fuel. Good Lord.
Made it big.
And then colored it red in post. That's horrifying. Okay, sorry. The other ones are Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes and Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns.
What seasons? Oh, here's the Lawn Gnomes.
Season 2 for the other 2. Sorry, guys. This is not fun or interesting for anybody. Dan Davis, weird. My Goosebumps episodes have the 2-parters alongside the one-timers. Yeah, so does this. But then there are other episodes they called specials that were also just 2-parters. I don't know what made them specials. Divid22 says I will love Clifford.
I bought them on my phone with the Face ID. Stupid passwords.
Jedi Knight. R.L. Stine should write about the Clifford reboot. It's already really scary. Somebody asked if we've ever looked at, and of course, Austin hasn't looked at the books at all, but if we've ever read any of the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I dabbled in that some when they were coming out in the 90s, and I don't remember much. I just remembered reading a couple of them, and they're being way better than the Animorphs Choose Your Own Adventures, which were awful and should not have been written.
I think I read like one Choose Your Own Adventure book as a kid, and I was like, this is awesome. And I never read any more.
I have thought about doing some of those on camera. I think that could be fun.
I've thought about just like making them since I was a kid, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
me too.
do that.
I
That'd be fun for a video.
It would. Yeah, we should do that one of these nights, because I have several.
Is
For
there a
different...
man thing?
for
R.L.
different
Stein,
things.
Choose Your Own Adventure?
No, I
book?
wish. Eric and I did the Deadpool one. There was a Deadpool comic series called You Are Deadpool.
Oh, I remember that. Didn't you guys also do like a Batman one on After Dark?
Yeah, that was a book though. That wasn't a comic.
Yeah.
And that Deadpool one was fairly recently. That was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I remember it now. So I have all the episodes. We won't have to worry about that.
Great.
moving
Thank
forward.
you. Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe one of these days we'll do one of those Choose Your Own Adventure things. I think that would be fun. Eric bought me in. I just remember this. I've got to go back and start reading it again. I started it, but I forgot about it until just now. For my birthday a couple years ago, Eric bought me an adult Choose Your Own Adventure book, and not like adult with a capital A, but just one for adults, and a really serious like literary one, and it was interesting.
Cool.
I'd love to. I mean, I was gonna say finish that. Obviously, it jumps around. You don't read it cover to cover, but I'd love to go through that a couple times at some point and maybe talk about it. It was. I forget the name of that. I don't know where it is right now. I gotta find it, but.
Well, that was always my issue reading Choose Your Own Adventure, is I would start at like page 1 and just read all the way to the end, and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it usually tells you on the inside cover, don't do that.
Well, yeah, because at the bottom it'll be like, pick this or whatever, and I'm like, no, this is a book.
John Kelling says Goosebumps comic would be awesome. I don't know if you're aware of this, but IDW has a few miniseries, and I bought the first
cool.
one and was not super impressed with it. It was okay. They're written very young adult, just like you would expect them to be. I wish the art was a little bit more like gritty stylized as opposed to like really standard YA comic. But
I will segue off of that to plug the thing I'm constantly plugging, though, and say that EC Comics is like reprinting a bunch of stuff, or like is being reprinted, and it's awesome. Those collections are wonderful. I think so far they put out 2 Tales from the Crypt collections, a like suspense stories one, a sci-fi book, and I forget what the other one is, but there's like a bunch of different stuff, and they all have like some sort of director or somebody do the introduction. Like George Lucas does the sci-fi book.
Oh wow! Cool.
John Carpenter does the first Tales from the Crypt. It's pretty sweet.
That's neat. Yeah, I'm not even into that stuff, and I wouldn't mind getting my hands on some of that.
And they come with the letters pages. It's awesome.
That's great. I wish more things would do that. Okay, let's get back to this if we can.
Yep.
So we're going to watch It Came From Beneath the Kitchen Sink. I apologize in advance if this is dull or awful or no fun at all. My worry is Austin picked the good ones. That's my worry.
That's what happens when you pick episodes based on titles or in the hopes to see midgets. Like that's how you have to pick things from now on.
Anyway, on that note, all right, everybody get ready to watch It Came From Beneath the Sink, and or the kitchen sink. I'm not sure what the actual title of this episode is. And get ready to press play when I say now. Get it to timestamp 0. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, no, wrong song.
I can't.
So is R.L. Stein a creepy man in black in real life?
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He does wear a lot of black.
I love there's that like poster or like the billboard of the woman, and she turns into like a meth addict when the Jeep goes by her. It's awesome.
I can't help but wonder if part of the reason, if part of the idea for Jack Black just being R.L. Stein as the main character in that movie didn't just come from this intro, where it opens with R.L. Stine standing there, and all of his pages fly out of his briefcase.
Oh, true.
Because right away, it's this sort of, almost meta thing, where it's like, we're not actually in the world of Goosebumps, or it's not a world of Goosebumps, but we're not in any of the worlds. We're looking at the guy who writes Goosebumps, and then when all of his pages come out, weird things start happening everywhere.
Yeah, good call. That must have been, like, at least part of it.
I was disappointed that movie never used the theme song from this, and I don't know if they just didn't have the rights, or like maybe they couldn't because it was a Fox thing.
Yeah, 'cause it's a Sony movie, right?
Yeah, I think Sony did make that movie. Is that right?
I think so.
But I would have liked if they had been able to see something at least like what the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie did, where they found a way to work in the old theme song just in a scene. And it was pretty cool. When they introduced the book in that movie, you get the old theme. So it's not the theme of the movie. They don't work it into the soundtrack, but they have it just, and that was appropriate for Hitchhiker. They had it just stop everything and interrupt the movie so that you're reminded of the old theme song from the radio play and the BBC live action show, and it's great. I love that. I wanted something like that for this.
Or it could have been R.L. Stine's ringtone. That seems to be what we always do for that kind of stuff, especially for comic books.
That's not clever anymore. I'm getting sick of that.
No, I agree.
Okay, so
they pick every actor in this show out of like a calendar, or not a calendar. You know what I mean? Like the
look, there's something beneath the sink.
Oh my god!
See, she thinks it's a cat, but it's gonna be some kind of a monster, or it'll just be a cat.
No, it's Pennywise. Didn't you see those two lights?
I don't remember seeing any balloons when they drove up.
It's the dead lights.
Oh.
Tim Curry is hiding under the sink.
Oh, don't say that. That gives me nightmares.
It's not even Pennywise, Tim Curry. It's just Tim Curry.
It's just Tim Curry. God, and man, he's wearing that dumb Power Rangers mask, but he's scarier without it on.
If only we could like marry that. Oh my god!
Oh!
The sponge.
Oh, that's right. It's a sponge. I remember that. It's a scary sponge with a mouth. I think the idea with this book was supposed to be just that like kids don't like doing the dishes.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those things.
Was always kind of the sense I got, where it was like, your nightmare fuel is just stuff associated with like chores that you don't like, and then what's like inherently creepy behind those things. Or like,
so the next one's gonna be like
it's
what
gross
came
and
from the
unsanitary. You don't want to
fridge,
touch
and
it.
it's the
I'm sorry,
killer
what?
broccoli.
There's a Powerpuff Girls episode about that.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Do you know about that?
No, I've never seen any of that show.
What? You'd love it. There's broccoli. There's an evil race of alien broccoli that shows up to take over the planet, and the way we beat them is by getting the kids to get over their apprehension toward eating vegetables and just eating the broccoli creatures. And I think that episode is called Beat Your Greens.
That's pretty great. I remember my one brother had like a thing about doing the dishes where he wouldn't want to put his hands in the water, so like my dad had to buy him like these gloves to wash dishes in.
This is old school B horror stuff right now, where we're taking an actual literal sponge and we've just got somebody pushing it across a floor, and that's supposed to be creepy. Like I'm kind of
the kitchen mirror, so we're gonna get some sort of jump scare.
Yep, and there it is. Oh!
Ow! I didn't step anywhere near the glass.
Austin, I think I'm figuring out why I'm enjoying this as much as I am, and that is, these are B horror movies that I only have to watch for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you don't have like any of the sleazy stuff.
She's from Stargate!
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's crazy. That's Captain Carter from Stargate. What? And this is just before that show. Yeah, that's wild. I forget that actress's name right off the top of my head, but yeah, I've been going back to that lately a little bit. Or 3 or 4 months ago I was trying to watch the SG-1, and I fell off it for a while, but I'll get back. It's a great show. It's wonderful.
Jedi Knight says something about Rick Astley. I don't know if he was talking about that was under the sink, but I wish Rick Astley lived under my sink.
Daniel Davis and Cap did a commentary for that episode too. Oh, did I? During Powerpuff Month? Did we do Beat Your Greens? I forgot about that. Are these
Amanda
DVDs or
Tapping
books?
is the name.
This is too early for DVD. So does your face. No, but I mean, this is weird because that's like a real actress.
This is like, because my grandparents watch nothing but Hallmark, right? And like, so the one day they're watching the one movie, and like the guy
Amanda Tapping. Thank you very much, Daniel Davis. Man, there's always somebody in there that remembers things I don't. I appreciate you.
And the guy in it, his dad was William Shatner, and the girl's dad was Christopher Lloyd. And I was like, why?
Yeah, that is weird. Is there a scene where he just starts kicking Christopher Lloyd and goes, "I have had enough of you"?
No, but when his son dies, he does the whole speech in this Hallmark movie.
Well, that was like a real stunt.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I believe that they threw that kid off a bicycle.
So wait, this is what the sponge monster does? It makes you like wreck your bike?
No, I think she's just dumb.
Oh, okay.
See, this proves that bike helmets
Wait, why
do
does
nothing.
that... What does that prove? That's what I'm saying. She thinks the sponge monster did this.
No, it proves that bike helmets don't do anything. It's still like polished, but she's got dirt all over her face and stuff.
Neon Dead Fights, or Dead Lights,
Popcorn
welcome.
out of a dog bowl.
You guys should check out Earl Stein's The Haunting Hour. It's the best children's horror anthology show. I have never looked at that. I've heard of that, and I forgot about it.
Yeah, I love checking out stuff like that, so I'd look into it.
You guys let us know if we should do more of these kinds of shows, because I always worry about boring people and doing unsubstantial things with reaction videos, but I learn a lot doing this kind of thing.
See, I just do unsubstantial things with my life, so it's
okay.
Nothing's changed. There's just a camera in front of me.
This is better than the X-Files. I'm not going to go that far. I'm liking this better than I thought I would, but I'm not going to give it X-Files quality.
This is like the Sopranos of kids shows. What are you talking about?
This is hilarious.
I love how they just had some guy go...
That's what I was going to say. It doesn't even sound like that's coming at all from that creature. It's like somebody standing behind the camera going... Jedi Knight says that it's actually scary. Are you talking about that anthology show?
I was talking about this.
John Kelling, what was that R.L. Stein movie where Christopher Lloyd became a zombie? Wait, is that a thing?
I'm not sure.
Is it going to change?
It's not ringing a bell.
Be worse luck? Oh, I called it. Did you hear me call that? I totally called that. Oh, she's sad.
That's why she has her stress beach ball.
Okay, so I was gonna say a minute ago that one thing I'll give this show so far is lighting. Like I think they're lighting the horror scenes kind of right. This scene actually needs more light. I'm not with them on this. This seems like they just didn't even bring lights out at all. And
we can see the light. It's right behind them.
Yeah, that's all they're using, and I don't think that's working. But I do miss stuff like this being shot on film, where you get the graininess, because it just gives it an extra level of kind of grit and believability. And I have a lot of respect for Walking Dead continuing to use film all the way up until apparently its final season, where they weren't allowed to do that because of COVID, because it made them stay on set longer, so they were forced to move to digital film, and now the show looks totally different, and apparently it drives the producers crazy.
Oh, apparently that Christopher Lloyd thing is from Haunting Hour.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they're like real actors. I'll check that out. Now it just sounds like they put a cat in a bag and shook the bag around. Just as I
But
suspected,
that's just
you
what I
put
thought.
your sponge to evil.
With teeth. Oh, see, it has the Toy Story thing where it can pretend to just be a sponge.
Are all sponges born not knowing that they have to pretend to be sponges, though?
This is the most condescending science teacher. Because she's like, sponges don't have eyes. You idiot.
Like, 10, you don't know that? Stupid.
If I'm this girl, I'd be like, look, just put it in the hamster wheel right behind it. Spin the hamster wheel a bunch of times. See if it starts freaking out and go like... Oh, she actually did tell her to use the cage. I guess she brought that in that cage. That's actually really funny. Where, like, this teacher thinks that this kid is just out to lunch and brought just a regular kitchen sponge in a cage with a hamster wheel.
That teacher's reaction, too, is great. When the kid
Wow.
left, she was just like...
Oh my god. The sponges do have eyes. Like the hills.
The deadlights. It's Tim Curry's bag.
You gotta stop saying Tim Curry. It's freaking me out every time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Man's horrifying.
I promise I won't change my background to a lovely picture of Tim Curry.
No, don't do it, please. Thank you for promising that. I don't believe you. Jedi Knight, just burn it. I agree. Why don't... She should try that. Look at this kid's wicker Morpheus chair.
You take the red sponge or the blue sponge?
Fire. Well, that's inconvenient. I feel like if we found a evil sponge with red eyes and teeth in a book like that, we'd believe anything that book said.
Mm-hmm. Mail it to Santa so that he'll be killed by the sponge.
Yeah, that's this really, especially back then, that's this really stereotypical kid thing where we just assumed that all kids thought that they could just write something like the North Pole on an envelope and put it in the mail. And I think most kids were actually not quite that dumb.
Hey, now, they just finished...
Oh, wow, he's singing You Are My Sunshine. This song makes it into more shows than, like, any other song.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, comes up a lot.
I just don't watch enough TV.
And it's used in a really creepy way in a Voyager episode. I just brought up Voyager again. This keeps going to Voyager places.
Well, this is quite the voyage.
Jedi Knight, I used the sponge to destroy the sponge. That's so good! I'm liking this janitor. If this was an actual horror film, I'd say he's gonna die, but...
I don't believe that was an actor. I think that was just a real janitor, and he just walked by.
He works at the school?
Yeah.
No, just keep doing what you're doing. Alright. You are my sunshine.
I wish he sang it like
in the public
that.
domain. Yeah, but there's a lot of those kinds of songs you can go to.
He could have been singing Happy Birthday.
He could have, yeah. Or imagine the janitor walking down the hall. The itsy bitsy spider.
So, that's 100% gonna come back in Spider-Man 3, right? The itsy bitsy spider
I had
thing?
that thought. Yeah.
Green Goblin will sing it while Electro does, like, the beat to it, like he does in Amazing 2.
Do you think they'll do that gag that they did in X-Men Apocalypse where somebody will mention that third movies are always bad?
Yes. That'll be Ned. He'll be like, third movies are always bad, and then they always kill a character off, and then something will fall on his head and he'll die.
He'll get sucked into a vortex and we won't know why.
Oh my god, it'll just be like the portals from when they do Death of Gwen Stacy with MJ in the 90s Spider-Man show. Everybody just falls into portals.
Jedi Knight says Doc Ock will play a piano to it forever.
He'll play 4 pianos. That sounds awesome.
By the way, if we found there was enough interest in it, I would be willing eventually to try to do more stuff on Goosebumps, because it's just silly and ridiculous and could be fun to talk more about. Either books and or this show.
Absolutely. Oh my god, it's acid. What kind of acid? Just acid, I guess.
This is kind of our introductory foray into the show, but Austin and I have kicked around doing something on this series. I don't know that anybody would care, but it sounds like fun to me. Especially based on this. This is, quality-wise, every bit as good as the last episode we watched, I think.
It's definitely crazier.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like, I feel like the last episode was a better horror concept, because this is also just, like, a sponge. But it's not bad.
I forgot it was a sponge, and then as soon as they showed it, I was like, oh, that's right, that was that book. I didn't even remember any of these characters' names.
Do they have names?
Geek Bumps.
What name? Geek Bumps?
No, John's suggesting that would be the name of the show that we would do if we did a show on this. Subject says more Goosebumps stuff would be awesome. Tom, it's boiling acid!
It must hate good.
Oh wait, so the sponge's weakness is the Martian's weakness from Mars attacks?
No, it's the weakness of the evil asteroid from the first episode of He-Man. You just need to make it feel good.
Yeah, you could probably sing anything.
Sing You Are My Sunshine.
Well, I think that's what he was trying to get her to do, and she didn't know the words. Or was it that song? I'm not sure. I mean, we were... Kill it with
singing.
kindness. I like that. All of them. Also, she doesn't have to sing. She just has to talk to it. It hates the...
You disgusted slime!
We're having more fun with this than I would have expected, honestly. I don't mean us watching this. I mean, like whoever wrote this episode.
Yeah. Well, that's because it just turned into Ghostbusters 2.
But I legitimately like that line when the kid says, when I grow up, I want to be a killer sponge just like you. It's pretty good. Wait, I know her from something.
Is it also a JCPenney catalog?
No, man, what is it? Somebody in the comments tell me. I know that actress as, like, either an older teenager or a young adult. What is it? I feel like it's some comic book thing, but I'm not sure. I'm getting a flash.
Is it the Flash show?
No, it's not. It's earlier than that. It's probably Smallville or Buffy.
Well, I meant like the 90s Flash show.
No. I think she might be a Cryptofreak. But I'm not sure which one right off. I see Cryptofreaks everywhere, by the way. They haunt me. They're following me.
Oh, this is how they could have brought the theme in for the movie.
Yeah, I wasn't watching. How did we make that incidental music? Did she just turn on the radio or something?
Yeah, she turned on the radio and it played the theme song.
That's great. No, they could have done that in any number of ways, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. A potato.
Oh, it's a killer. It's Attack of the Killer Potatoes. That was great.
Oh my god, that freeze frame.
Yep. Good job, Brad McDonald. I really enjoyed your music, Brad McDonald. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Daniel Davis. Yeah, that girl. Okay, so she's not a cryptofreak, but she was the victim of a cryptofreak, and she's actually really good in that episode. Daniel Davis says she was in Slumber, playing Sarah, who's the girl who is stuck in a dream world, and Clark has to go into her dream world and ultimately rescue her. And that's the episode where the entire soundtrack is the greatest hits of REM.
Oh, cool.
And it's great. Yeah, that's a fun episode. That's toward the beginning of season 2. I don't know what's going on with Austin right now, but he is all over the place. That looks very strange with the background. Just bouncing all over the place.
I was dancing to the music of Brad McDonald.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that was going to drive me crazy all night long. I'm so glad somebody knew that right off. You guys are impressive. Just not skipping a beat.
Isn't it always Daniel Davis, too? That guy knows his stuff.
We've only got about a dozen folks watching us tonight. It's really impressive that out of those 12, somebody always knows the thing I cannot think of right off.
You should go on Jeopardy.
Seriously. Yeah, that episode of Smallville's not going to come up, though. Sorry.
It could, though. You don't
I'll
know.
take Smallville for 500. So, next up, we're going to do Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. It's season 2, episode 8. Allegedly, we'll see where it is on Netflix. Revenge of the Lawn.
Yeah, it's season 2, episode 13 for me.
And they're not numbering them on Netflix, so just go to season 2 on Netflix, and it's about halfway down, a little past halfway down. And we'll give everybody a chance to get timestamp 0. I hope this one's fun. I never really care for things like gnomes and leprechauns and stuff like that. It just doesn't do anything for me.
No,
so
I have a very specific reason to want to watch this one.
I can't remotely get excited about this premise. What is happening?
My bed keeps moving. It's annoying.
Why are you sitting on a bed? Get a chair like a normal person.
Seriously.
This is some unprofessional behavior right here.
I know. I'm awful. I'm just gonna sit up like this so it's not.
No,
That's
Tom,
bad.
I wasn't talking about the Stargate actress. We talked about her at the beginning. I'm talking about the teenage girl in that. Yeah, I was able to identify with folks' help 2 actresses in that episode.
If only my boy Frank Stallone would show up.
Oh man, Frank Stallone. He's at about the right acting caliber for this show. he should have been in this, absolutely.
Yeah, Frank Stallone's awesome.
Jedi Knight, TheDayGhost bed is the next Goosebumps villain.
Honestly, though, like I moved everything around in my room, and I had like a thing that was like wedged my bed into the wall, but now it's gone. So it's like I don't know, the wheels on it must just be messed up. It just keeps like rolling every time I move. It's really
The
annoying.
wheels
I was,
on
like,
his bed
falling
go
off.
round and round.
Exactly. I'm just sitting up because
Somebody earlier asked if I do a watch party like this. I'm by the way really enjoying these. I want to do more stuff like this. Somebody asked if I would do a watch party for Animorphs, and if it was still streaming somewhere where everybody could get access to it, I would love to do that. I don't know if it is.
No, there was a show.
I'll have to look that up. It was on for 2 seasons.
Oh, cool. I just remember seeing the books like in the library at the school.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that book series, and I still know quite a bit about it. It stuck with me, a lot of it. And I've gone back a little bit here and there and read some of it. It's hard to go back to. The prose doesn't hold up great, but a lot of the ideas and mythology are still kind of wonderful. I like Applegate quite a bit, at least for her ideas. But my kids, Jason and Freddie, both have been going through that series, and they're both like, I don't know, 14, 15 books in now.
Oh, that's awesome. I think Subject told me that the ending of that series is really dark.
It is, and it's quite good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Halfway through the series, or maybe even earlier than that, it gets worse because she starts getting ghostwriters for almost every book, and they're not as good as even her, and it's rough, and there's just a lot of filler books. Like, that is 54 books that probably should have been 20. But she does come back and write the last issue. I mean, it should have been comics, honestly. But she writes the last book, and then she always writes the Chronicle books and the Megamorphs books. And Megamorphs was a little more hit and miss. All the Chronicles are good. Andalite Chronicles is, in some ways, again, not the best prose. In some ways, legit, still one of my favorite science fiction books. Like, it's really cool, and like, Hork-Bajir Chronicles was surprisingly good. Visser's really good. Like, those are all really good. But anyway, I digress. Stuff I haven't thought about in a while. But anyway, okay, Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. I want to say I don't know why we're watching this, but I guess I do.
I'm gonna be so disappointed when they just use like actual lawn gnomes.
You're not gonna get what you're talking about. It's gonna be actual lawn. And actually, I could have told you that because the movie also did that, except there were CG lawn gnomes, and there was like an army of them, and they were used kind of like it looks like they're doing the mini Stay Puffs in the new
God. Okay,
Ghostbusters movie.
What movie?
I don't know why Stay Puft came to me more readily than Ghostbusters, but anyway.
Oh, No Time to Die. I went to see No Time to Die, and they played a Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer I hadn't seen before it. My heart sank so hard in the theater when I was like, oh, this really is just going to be like the nostalgia movie where it's like, we're bringing this back and this and this. And I was so sad.
There's a chance that it'll come enough from story places that it'll still be a good movie.
It's just not what I want.
That's not what I want either. Yeah, like there's other stuff you can do with that, and you can build mythology. It doesn't have to always be, Zool and all of that again. Like,
one thing I will give it is that it is really cool that there is a practical terror dog, which I didn't expect.
Yeah,
but that's something, I guess.
But I mean, they made a big deal out of going back and doing more practical, authentic Star Wars stuff, and we know how that turned out. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, we like to spend 15 minutes between episodes, so let's go ahead and get into this. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes is in the second season. Scroll down a while and you'll find it on Netflix. I don't know what number it is. Get ready to press play when I say now, and we're going to get right into it. Here we go. Are you ready, sir?
Yep.
All right, here we go. I am enjoying the crap out of this, by the way. Everybody, please press play right now. This is how I want to spend my Fridays now, just watching random, ridiculous children's shows with Austin.
Get ready for some green eggs and ham, ladies and ghouls.
Oh, finally, the video that gets 0 views.
No, it's a highly beloved show, okay? It's like Paddington 2. It came out of nowhere. Everybody loves it.
Do you think I could pass this off as a Goosebumps tattoo?
Maybe.
You think I could go around and tell people, why do you have a G on you? It's for Goosebumps!
You could just say anything at that point. Like any G word.
Well, I like gravy quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, that's when you can be like, they'll be like, why do you have a G on your arm? And you can be like, it's all good. It's all gravy.
Unknown Passenger, I'm hoping there isn't a CGI Harold Ramis ghost.
There totally will be.
I was going to say, I think we can be pretty sure that they won't be that callous in that movie. I don't think they'll do that.
I think we'll get Harold Ramis. I'm very worried about that. I was talking to Subject about it yesterday.
Man, I don't think you should be. I don't think there's any chance of that.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like we'll get the, like, at the end of the movie, Harold Ramis shows up and is like...
But they're making it so much of, like, a tribute thing, where it's like, yeah, he's passed, he's long, the character is long gone, and, like,
but
his
that's why I
legacy
think
lives
we
on.
could do it, like, he gets that one last moment to shine as a ghost. He comes in and he saves the day. He saves them from Gozer.
I could see them doing a thing where his kid can, like, somehow commune with him or something, but we don't actually see it happen. Like, I could see them doing that and it not seeming too gratuitous, but they are pretty good at finding creepy-looking guest stars. I mean,
That's Army Beat going on? Heck yeah, let's do it.
I say guest stars. I mean, it's a new cast every time, but...
Oh, and it's written by Charles Laser. Oh my god, this guy walked out of like a 40s sitcom.
He did. This episode
Come on,
was written
kids,
by...
we're gonna be looking at a lawn gnomes while we watch the pictures.
Today's Goosebumps episode was written by Charles Taserface.
Why is he called that?
Where did they find this guy?
Oh my god, that's a giant gnome.
Was that supposed to be scary? That was your commercial break? I've legitimately never seen that. Garage door comes down, and then they try to sell me mini pizzas. Like, I've never seen that. I don't think they look evil or not. I think, at all. I think they're just lawn gnomes.
They look like the dwarves from Snow White.
Like, they look irritable.
Face of Hellboy.
I know this won't mean anything to you, Austin, but, like, if you find the Tellarites from TOS scary, okay. But, like, that's what they look like. They're just Tellarite-looking gnomes. What's his first name? Is it Tim? Is that Tim Burton?
No, his first name's Burton.
Oh, is it?
I'd assume so. I don't know.
Okay, okay. No, I'm not going to assume that, because this seems like a guy that would call, like, people he's not real familiar with by their last names. Like, military guy. Like, he's calling everybody by their last names, right?
I also just walk up into people's backyards when I see that they have gnomes.
Why did he base his backyard after Willy Wonka's chocolate factory?
Or, like, Disney stuff. You got the dwarves and Bambi.
But, like, it really looks like that giant mushroom should have, like, whipped cream in it. Like...
Or it'll make, like, Mario really big.
Like, you should be able to just dip into it and get marshmallow... That's why I should have said marshmallow cream.
You just say my flawless melons while describing his backyard?
Stay out of my garden. Well, don't give him any ideas.
Don't forget, child. I am armed and dangerous.
This guy reminds me of the Champion from the live-action Tick series. Hey, where'd the Champion go? Shiny Night Charlie fell into hard times after the factory closed. Oh, hey, look, he's got Clifford the Big Red Dog right in his backyard.
That was like a snarky Clifford. Did you see his eyebrows?
Yeah, everything's snarky. Yeah, he just gets... That's what he collects. He collects snarky lawn ornaments.
That's what they should do for that movie, is add CGI eyebrows to Clifford.
to a real dog that they painted red in CG. Come with me, and you'll see a bunch of creepy gnomes of my creation.
Oh, they broke his fantabulous melons.
His perfect melons.
Those dastardly
This
gnomes.
is the tackiest man alive. So did he suffer a midlife crisis because he got divorced? Is that what's going on?
His wife was killed by the army man, and now he lives like this.
Things you'll only see in a Goosebumps episode. An ex-military man who's obsessed with his backyard, who pulls up out a melon and goes, "Look at this!" Oh, I thought he was being condescending for a minute. Like, it can't be raccoons. They're smart, unlike these stupid kids. They should have called this episode "Stay Out of the Garden." There's a Goosebumps book called "Stay Out of the Basement."
It should be like the Melon Felon.
So,
oh my god.
Everything else is creepy but the gnomes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that dog is horrifying.
That dog was awful.
I don't want to see what this guy does at Easter, by the way.
Oh god.
Like, with what he drew on that melon? It's like, what do you do at Easter time? Jedi Knight, he reminds me of Spangler from Malcolm in the Middle. I've not seen that show in years, and I never saw more than a couple episodes.
Or Spangler, like the ghost that'll show up. And
look, it's not gonna happen! That show had an intro song by TMBG, though.
It is pretty sweet, yeah. That was the first TMBG song I ever heard.
And it's fine. Like, it's not a great song.
Yeah, it's not one of their best.
It's a good sitcom intro song.
Mm-hmm. I think I only really know the sitcom intro portion of that song.
Yeah, I mean, I've
definitely heard like the full song before, but
I mean, I feel the same way about the Big Bang Theory song by BNL. Like, I was also a BNL fan, and like, that's a fine song, but you know, they have better songs.
Yeah, for sure. Canadian legends.
Right.
So when like back in 2016, they had this thing called Canadian Spotify. I remember hearing about it on the radio, and it was for like the Americans that were like, we're gonna move to Canada now, and what it was is you put in your favorite American artist, and it tells you the Canadian equivalent.
That's hilarious.
So they were trying it on the radio, and they put in Nirvana, and Bare Naked Ladies was the answer.
That's unfortunate. Now, if you put in Team BG and BNL came up, I'd buy that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It'd be close enough.
It would always give you 3 options, and Drake was always one of them. Like, no matter who they put in.
I think Maroon is legitimately still a great album. I didn't care about much from them after that, and they sound too much like everything else on the radio now. But I like the last song on that a lot that nobody talks about. But "Asleep at the Wheel," it's hilarious. That's a wonderful song.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard that. Oh god, there's a sponge hiding in that garden.
I had the very same. For a second, I was like, "Are we back to that?" Forgot what episode we were watching.
No, the sponge had orange eyes. Those were red. The red eyes of a raccoon, as the guy said.
I'm actually having that crappy B-movie thing right now for a little bit, where I'm kind of waiting for this to get started.
Yeah. Do you think it's got kind of that, like, Child's Play 1 energy, where it's like, it's trying to treat it like it's a mystery, but you already know that it's not?
You're right. Yeah, it has that a little bit. And then you can argue, is it...
Yes!
Oh, they are doing what you wanted.
Yes!
Oh, man. You're a horrible human being, by the way.
This was worth it just for this moment. This made the night.
Okay, I take back what I said. That's pretty great.
The second it showed them that big, I was like, 100% I'm gonna get to see it.
Is he winking? This is, this got a little bit of that, like, Doctor Who angel thing going on.
Oh, yeah?
I'm expecting
Never-
every
never
time
seen
he
them.
turns
Never
around, they start coming at him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So it is that episode, yeah.
The kind that draws people's faces on melons.
My mom's one friend that she worked with wanted to open like a gnome making business. I remember she was telling us that while drunk at a party.
Must start my gnome Etsy shop.
Yeah, she's like, you guys are all buying my gnomes, right? It's like, no.
Now go home, Mom. Go gnome.
It was Chucky, Dad.
Yeah, see, I can see two sides of that argument with Child's Play, just for a second. That, like, it's playing it like a mystery, and you already know what the mystery is, so that's kind of, like, weird and pointless, and we're just wasting time. But I can also see the devil's advocate argument of, yes, we, the audience, know that, and that's what we're building anticipation to get to see finally happen.
Yeah, so I mentioned the Child's Play thing. That technically doesn't work because the big issue with it in Child's Play is that it opens on a scene that tells you the doll is evil, and then will then.
And I don't like
it's a
that.
mystery.
I've complained about that too.
That's not in the script. They like added that after too. That's like a thing that the writer hates. All the voodoo stuff.
It's so Hollywooded, where it's like we gotta hold the audience's hands, like we're afraid that they'll be confused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the same thing where they the studio made them add the spaceship flying to Earth at the start of Predator.
So, are they gonna break into the Pentagon here? Like, what was that map? I hate manure!
They're gonna nuke China.
Is that because that's where they make the lawn gnomes?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, it's my sister.
It's the sister from Cuckoo Clock, but she was allowed to finally grow up.
Oh my god, she was like beeped out of existence and like brought here. She's like 5 years older.
Rod Serling shows up and is like, now she's in the other Twilight Zone.
You've just got through the scary door. Oh my god, they're dancing, yes!
Stop dancing!
No, keep dancing.
Stop
That's what I want.
dancing!
Stop showing me this kid, go back to the gnomes.
Go back to the gnomes!
I'm so happy that I was right about that. Oh, maybe there is a mom. That or this is just some woman.
Oh. We haven't seen her this whole time. Or maybe we did the beginning and we were talking over this, obviously, but...
No, I think he just walked in on his dad on a one-night stand.
Oh. There's this whole other story happening in the background.
There's a whole other, like, Fear Street story happening here. It's slightly for older audiences.
Dad bought a bunch of gnomes. We gotta take him back to the Apple store. Like, I gotta fill the dead air with something.
I just need more of the gnomes.
So, like,
That's
what are the
gonna
gnomes going
do
to
it.
do exactly? Like, are they just
Destroy all the melons.
Are they just here to skulk around and be creepy? Like, what are they going to do? Right now, they're like putties and Power Rangers. They're a lot like putties and Power Rangers.
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
Oh, actually, this makes a lot of sense. They're just Oompa Loompas, aren't they?
Oh my god, I hope they sing like the Oompa Loompas in Futurama. The Grunkalunkas.
Oh, they gotta go for the obvious one-liners, too.
Hmm.
We're really lucky another gnome didn't say, see you next fall.
There's 3 of them now.
Jedi Knight plot twist, the gnomes are the victims and just want to dance.
Oh my god. Truly,
It looks
the
like that
evil
is
one
what they
man.
want. That's all they're doing.
They just want to dance and breathe heavily. They sound like perverts.
Oh, okay, so they do want to do horrible, violent things to these children. They're just not going to be allowed to because it's a kid's show. But I guess I appreciate that. Oh, and there's an attempt at making their mouths move. That's ambitious.
This is giving me some Hobbit vibes where the trolls like argue about what to do with the dwarves.
Yeah. I'm also kind of waiting for one of them to start the whole like my precious thing.
I like the one that's like
I was just smacking each other. Get him.
oh my god, yes!
You're even getting gnome on gnome fighting.
Yes! This is so worth it. Oh, come on, like, throw one
For the
of
record,
them.
this would have not been my pick.
Yes!
Wait. What? I'll turn you into Mount Rushmore?
What does it even mean? Yeah.
Okay, so here's my guess. This is a stretch. I'm gonna kill all 4 of you and then mount your heads like Mount Rushmore? It's the best I've got. Gnomes are gonna get us.
They're really angry hobbits. Run!
I will say we're doing our best to like light this and shoot this like it's supposed to be creepy, but there's just nothing actually scary about this. It's gnomes, like. I mean, there's an inherent, obviously, just weirdness and unsettlingness to the faces, I guess, but like it's not. Even as a kid, I would be scared by that.
No, they have like the Troll 2 goblin faces.
That was a choice. Just that girl's facial expression, like that's the take you went with. All right.
Oh my god, he's gonna kill them.
If this was an actual horror film, he's dead now, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's going down.
They're gonna run him over with a lawnmower.
Something screwed up is gonna happen to that guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, what's he gonna do?
Oh, he's gonna bite him.
Is he? Oh, they're just not gonna
No,
show
he's
anything.
he's just gonna go.
Look, that's the worst. You don't want that to happen.
I hate it when little people come up to me and go.
So these people need to just get right back on the plane to turn of the century England, I think.
Oh my, this is most unorthodox. Look at this dog.
Oh, let's play some cricket.
Oh my, there's a decapitated military man. Oh.
You've got to know what a crumpet is if you're going to play cricket. It's the tackiest thing ever. So we love it.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, snap. But then we found a dead guy's head in the middle of his yard, and that's the tackiest thing we've ever seen. So we gotta give him the grand prize. We like ugly things. We love lawn gnomes.
Okay.
We have no taste. Oh god. What's the big twist?
Are we gonna
gonna
get
be?
his dead body?
Oh, they turned him into a lawn ornament. Yeah, that's classic Stein. Yep, building the suspense. They're all seeing it before we see it. The cameras are... There it is!
Oh, you're a few seconds ahead of me. Oh my god!
That was great! That was a good ending!
That was nuts.
Hey, Austin.
Yeah?
This show's great!
No, this show's awesome. I wish I watched this as a kid.
Why didn't we watch more of this? This is great.
I am so happy that my thought for that was correct. That was so good.
None of these have been horribly lame yet. Like, I didn't care about that premise, but, like, the ending was perfectly satisfying. Like,
no, for a while it looked like it was going to be pretty lame.
Yeah, but that military guy was obnoxious, and I needed something like that to happen to him. And when you get to the end and he's alone, I'm like, yeah. That's the fun, clever ways you can get around censors.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I'm sure that happened in the book, too. But, like, R.L. Stine is also having to get around censors. Like, it's not just the TV show. Like, writing for the age group he's writing for, he can't let, too much actual, like, violent, horrible things happen to people. I don't know if anybody ever dies in a Goosebumps book. I assume not.
Well, does that count? Like, is he dead?
Yeah, I don't
Or is he going to come back as, like, a little person?
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, if he's turned into a gnome, I guess technically we could assume he's dead, but we didn't have to see anything violent to get there, and there's the ambiguity of it, so you can get away with it.
Well, he could just be one of them, like at night where he comes back and destroys melons.
It's like gargoyles.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing we should do a watch party for sometime, by the way.
I've also never seen any gargoyles.
Oh, you'd enjoy it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's another show that I really would like to watch, but and it's on my Disney Plus list. I've just never gotten around to it.
I don't know it well anymore. So if we ever did anything on that, I would either want to rewatch the show or just we could do something like this on it, but I wouldn't have any insights or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're gonna watch the last episode, and it's the last one that I picked, which is Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, which I thought would be a great way to round this out because of Halloween. We'll see if we did anything fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll call it a night, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
No matter what, it'll be better than Halloween Kills, so I'm in for it.
It doesn't take much, does it?
Nope.
Oh, that was disappointing. That was rough, man.
I had both one of the best experiences at the theater this month and one of the worst. Because I got to see the original Halloween in the theater, and then 2 weeks later I got to see Kills, which was just awful.
That had to have made it hard. Now, how do you feel about the other Halloween? Like
the 2018 movie?
Yeah.
So, okay, I don't think it's like perfect or anything, but I like it. Like, I think out of all the sequels, except for 3, which I like quite a bit, out of the Michael Myers sequels, I think it's the best. And
I agree.
Kills I have below 2 and 4.
Kills
and I'm debating on 5.
Kills goes back to 4 and 5 to me.
It's terrible. And 4 in places is a smarter movie than Kills is.
Yeah, it's got that problem. It's got some of that level of writing, which shocked me.
It's got no protagonist.
That's a good point.
Dan and I were talking about that today. We were like, who is the protagonist?
Well, you're an hour and a half in before your alleged main character even knows that Michael Myers is still alive. I'm spoiling things, but...
Yeah, because it's like, we took the thing I don't like about Halloween 2, which is that Laurie is in the hospital, like in a hospital bed for an hour, except that's the entire movie. She never leaves. And the other half is like the drunk rednecks hunting Michael Myers from Halloween 4, except now they don't have guns. Now they don't have guns. They're all just stupid, and they chase him around with sticks.
And everybody just seems wildly out of character, if they even remotely have established characters in the first place. I guess what I mean is, everybody just is acting nothing like how I would think real people would act. And, like, that whole thing in the middle where they all think that, again, spoilers for that movie, but that thing in the middle where they all think that some other guy, like an escaped convict or something, was it an escape? I forget, but like a former.
It was
convict or
Danny
something.
DeVito Penguin from Space Jam 2.
Really? Is that who played that?
No, that's just what he looks like.
What it looks like. They all think that's Michael Myers. I'm like, I'm not buying the whole groupthink mob mentality thing that suddenly erupts that quickly and that easily. Like, I realize that can happen. Didn't buy it. They didn't get me there. And B, he doesn't have anything like the build of Michael Myers. There's no reason that anybody would buy that.
Stretch.
Like,
I did a review of that movie with Subject on his horror review channel. It's an hour long of me just like ranting. But there's a part that Connor thought was really funny where I was like, that entire sequence is like if I was like a basketball fan and was hunting Michael Jordan, and then I saw Steve Buscemi and went, "Oh, look, there he is."
Go get him!
It's too far off. And both of those people are on TV, like, just everywhere. It's nuts.
Yeah, and I just think by the guy that was spearheading all of that would be the guy that was dumb enough to think that was actually Michael Myers. Like,
because when you see them both on the TV screen, he's the one that looks at them. He knows that there's this other guy that's this person, and he's still dumb enough when he sees the body to be like, "If not him, what?"
Yeah, and it's just character motivation stuff. Like, that guy didn't seem out for blood so much as just like. I mean, obviously there's a revenge motive to some degree, but like he just wants closure. Like I didn't buy that they threw that guy under the bus, the Tommy guy. Like he seemed like he was more lucid than that before that. I don't know. And I was kind of with him earlier in the movie, and then suddenly they just made him an idiot, and I was like, okay, I'm not in this anymore. Like, I think you could do that movie where it's like the whole town goes to war with Michael Myers. Like, that's a fine idea.
Yeah, when that was the premise, like, that we knew going into it, I was like, oh, that's really different. Like, that sounds really cool. Like, obviously there's some of that in 4 when you have, like, the rednecks that are like, let's go hunt them.
But it's not the same thing as the whole town comes together. Because I did kind of like that speech earlier on in the movie where they're like, I forget if it was Tommy or a different character, but where they're like, well, it's just one guy, right? Like, if we all banded together, I don't really see how he kills us all. And then that became a problem later on, where they all band together, and then he just kills them all.
He turns the entire world into a black soundstage void. And
where it's just too easy. Like, I get that he's supposed to be a supernatural entity, and he's just evil incarnate and personified, but, like, there's a difference between he just can't be killed because he is evil incarnate, and somehow people just stand there and die because he's around, which is essentially what happens. Like,
and then it makes you wonder, like, how did they even catch him in that the 78 flashback? There's like 5 cops holding guns at him.
That's a really good point.
But there's like 100 townspeople beating him with sticks. And he just gets up and he kills every single one of them. Like,
it's rough, and I had a hard time staying awake at the end. Like, it lost me.
I don't blame. It doesn't even really have a climax. It just kind of stops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's.
Well, it stops on a cliffhanger, and it's like, here's this weird thing that will probably explain in a third movie. Also, we should get to this. We're suddenly just reviewing this movie. I haven't talked about this movie yet.
Into how we felt about it.
I haven't. Yeah, we just post this and call it a review. I haven't talked about this movie. I was going to do that a little bit maybe next week on the Captain Logan show. But I just don't like I mean, obviously it's one night stretched to 3 movies, and that's going to be us.
They're skipping 4 years for the next one.
Are they really? Oh, I didn't realize that. But I mean, I thought it was going to be a stretch in the first place to pull that into 3 movies. I didn't realize they were doing a time jump, so I guess that's good. But like, if you're gonna discount 2 and say that the only movie, the thing that Terminator did, and now we have, both of those are bad. But like, if you do that Terminator thing where you go, we're gonna get rid of everything else, and just that first movie is the one that counts. I would think you'd want to make a trilogy that starts with 1, not one is a movie and then
idea.
a trilogy. Like, that seems so counterintuitive to me.
So from what I understand, that was the plan. They were like, we're gonna make these two movies, and then Blumhouse or whoever was like, no, no, you can make one, and if that is successful, we'll make more. So they took their two movies, made it into one, and like, obviously had to take some ideas and stuff out. And then that was successful. So then Blumhouse came back and they're like, okay, now you can make two movies, but you already made one of them. Except now you
Then
have
just
to make
make
two.
one more. Having integrity to just make one more movie after that.
Well, and then Blumhouse has already come out and said after Halloween ends, they're already looking into doing more and to do spin-off movies.
Of course
So,
they are,
like,
because everything's got to
yeah,
be a shared
exactly.
universe now.
Exactly.
Unknown
And-
Passenger says the 1978 flashback was neat, though. I do agree with that. Like, that stuff was... And that stuff
It
made the
looks
present-day
good.
stuff worse because it was shot so authentic and it looked enough like scenes that could have been in that movie that I was like, how is there such a quality divide? Like the present-day stuff felt like stuff shot for Halloween 4 or 5 compared to the 78 stuff. It was really strange.
Yeah, the only thing in the 78 thing is where they see the dead dog, and that's like the start of remember all of these things from the original movie, which carries through the entire film.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, remember this, remember that. The nurse that lived like 100 miles away from Haddonfield now hangs out in Haddonfield. Everybody, I don't know. Remember
It
that?
made me
I
wa-
love how Michael attacks her in the car the same way he does in the original too. Like he was giving her a nostalgic trip.
I didn't think of that. And obviously, you've had more time to think about this than I have, and I haven't talked
Yeah.
about it with anybody. But like, it made, and this doesn't make sense, but I don't care. It made me want the whole movie to just be, like a side story that was like between the raindrops in Halloween 1, where it's like, here's a bunch of other kills that Michael Myers did. Like, it doesn't make sense. I realize that there's a number of people he killed and we know how many it was, but that stuff seemed like what they wanted to make. And when they were doing that, there was like, there was a real passion behind it and the writing was better. So I was like, why can't the whole movie just be this?
You know what? You know what it probably is too. The opening 78 flashback was supposed to be what opened the last movie, the 2018 movie.
Yo.
And John Carpenter was like, "No, don't do that. That's stupid. Like just start where the story starts, and then through dialogue you can kind of see understand what happened before then.
Yeah.
Because nothing in that flashback is anything we didn't know from the last movie.
I was going to say, it doesn't actually matter. It was just the only place where I was actually enjoying it, so...
Yeah, so I wonder if that's maybe why, maybe that scene was already written with that last script. I'm sure they probably changed it a bit, especially because they had to add that kid that's now, like, a main character, but
it made me wish, and I thought that the, 2018 Halloween was fine, but it made me wish that they had just changed the story so that Michael Myers... I mean, you'd have to not have Laurie Strode anymore, but I don't think you have to. Like, all you had to do, and I'm saying this retroactively, all you had to do is just change what they say happens at the end of that, and like Michael Myers breaks out of the institution again a lot earlier, and you just set your next movie in like the early 80s or something. You just do an alternate Halloween 2 that takes place somewhere else. Like, I wish that's what they'd made.
yeah, that would have been
Just keep it a
interesting.
period piece. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. That's the best part of the movie, like I said.
Anyway,
And we didn't have CGI Loomis. He doesn't look great in close-up, but it's not CGI, so that's nice.
I am glad that they didn't do that. But you pointed out to me that it's really weird that they used a scene from him in Halloween 2, even though they've decanonicized Halloween 2.
No. The scene from Halloween 2 that they put in the movie...
Is it not Loomis?
No, it's not Loomis.
Oh, I
So
thought it was...
Loomis-
What is the... Is it just a recycled scene from
lookalike.
1 when we actually see him? Because I can't remember.
It's like an art director that looked enough like Donald Pleasance, and they slapped prosthetics on him.
Oh, is that
That's
all
all
it was?
it is, yeah. That's why he
Oh.
looked a little awkward in close-up, but from afar, it
Okay,
looks
but that's
fine.
pretty
yeah.
good. Okay, so what was the scene you were telling me about then?
So it cuts back to the sheriff from the original movie, like discovering his dead daughter from the original, but that scene is in the second movie. It's really weird.
That's strange. Anyway, well, there's a bonus how we felt about on Halloween Kills.
Yeah, now this video's got to be called like Goosebumps plus Halloween.
Plus,
Kills.
I might want to put that on the put a timestamp in where you can hear us
addendum.
say some thoughts about that. Yeah, I'm flipping my sign red on that hard. It's terrible.
Yeah, no, same here. I think I don't really like H2O. Like I thought 2018 was an improved H2O.
Oh,
But
I
this
think
felt
H2O was awful. Like, I remembered liking
I
it when I was
agree.
younger, and then I watched it again years later. The writing in that is atrocious, man. It's really bad.
No, H2O sucks. Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't suck compared to Resurrection, but that's like comparing, like Alien 2 to Alien... It's an Alien Resurrection. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
Just
but
don't
I
use
feel-
that word. Don't put Resurrection in movies, is what we're learning.
Yeah, no, it feels like it's just the Halloween cycle now. Like we got a better H2O, and then we got Resurrection.
This is like that. But the difference is, again, I've rarely seen a movie that feels like it was made by two completely different directors like that.
That's
Like
fair,
it
yeah.
watches like you had a second unit director that made most of the film, and then the real director made your flashbacks. That's how that movie watches.
He made the opening of the movie, and that's it. He quit.
Anyway, well, thanks a lot, everybody, for showing up to the live Halloween Kills review. And now back to Goosebumps. Jedi Knight says...
Before we jump back in, I'm going to end... If you have any shred of excitement for the next one, I will end it right now. In that the director was like, they're jumping 4 years, and they're going to address stuff like COVID and modern politics.
I
in
didn't
that
know
movie.
about that, yeah. That's enough to make me go, I probably won't even watch it.
Yeah, I have no interest in watching that.
Jedi Knight, when Cuckoo Clock of Doom gets a better review than a Halloween movie.
I mean, have you seen some of the Halloween movies? The original
Yes,
movie...
I've seen all of them.
The original Halloween is in my top 10 favorite films of all time. That entire franchise sucks. Like, that
It's
is
all
a
bad.
series that is one brilliant movie. And I think 3 is really good. And then 2018 is pretty good. And then that's
You know what,
kind of
though?
it.
2 has huge missteps story-wise, but it's still more watchable than Kills.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
I think 2 and 4 are
it's fun to-
easily better than...
it's fun to watch
Kill.
that movie. It's shot well. Like,
Yeah.
it's got on-par cinematography with a lot of 1, I would argue. It's been a while since I've seen it. Maybe I'm stupid, but that's how I remember it.
Well, Halloween 2, I think, is kind of like, but it's got a really good climax too. Like everything when he's like walking through the hospital chasing Laurie is really good.
I feel like that's one of those movies that everybody writes off and has decided is terrible now because of the plot point that made it all awful after that, right? So it's like, that movie, it's kind of like that Ghostbusters 2 thing where, like, back in the day, nobody talked about Ghostbusters 2 like it was, a bad movie or just repeated everything the first one did, except for Siskel and Ebert. They didn't like that movie. But then, like, later on, it became, like, a big talking point with people. Oh, we just repeated that movie again. And I think Halloween 2 has that to a degree where it's like years later, everybody just talks about how dumb it was that we made Michael Myers her brother, and that makes it a bad movie. And that's part of what makes it not a great movie and kind of a big misstep, but it's still a better film than the rest of that franchise.
Yeah, for sure. And and it's funny too because, like you said, it still is one of the better ones, despite not being like great. But that movie was written by like a drunk John Carpenter in an afternoon because he was sued into being involved with that movie. So he was like, I don't care about this. I have no ideas. I'll just get wasted and write the script. And it's still one of the better movies. Like, it's not great, but
Well,
moments.
Drunk but talented is better than hack in the first place. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
okay, let's watch one more Goosebumps episode, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that bonus video in the middle of our... I wonder how often that'll happen when we do these marathons. Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns. I picked it because it's Halloween themed, and I have a thing for pumpkin heads. I just think that's a fun, provocative image, and I want to be a fan of that.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen a lot of things that do it. I'm not like a huge what's the... I can't even...
Like
I
the
can't
Headless
even,
Horseman? where he's got, like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm not like a huge fan of that or anything, but...
Well, I've always wanted, when we do like a live action Hobgoblin in a movie, I need them to also do Jack-o'-lantern in it, where he's like the Hobgoblin's minion, like he is in that in those comics.
That would be really
That'd
cool.
be awesome.
But I also wouldn't mind, now that you say that, Jack-o'-lantern just being the villain of a film at some point, because he was the central antagonist to Agent Venom.
Oh, really? I
A
didn't
good
know
chunk
that.
of that run. Yeah, that's like Agent Venom's arch nemesis in that
Oh,
book.
cool.
Yep.
I always assumed he kind of just dropped off the map after like that kind of 80s period.
Yeah, no, Remender turned him into like a thing.
That's awesome. I'm pretty sure that's where the Spider-Mobile, like that's who he's fighting in the issue with the Spider-Mobile.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
Jack-o'-lantern.
Jenna Knight says I should watch the Haunting Hour episode called Pumpkinhead. Now I'm really curious about this Haunting Hour thing.
Is it like the Pumpkinhead movies? Because, sweet.
All right, here we go. Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. It's in season 2 also. So just scroll around on Netflix to find that. But we just talked about
Well,
Halloween
mine's
for
on
20
season
minutes.
3, so I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a Goosebumps episode. It's called Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns. And it's in there somewhere. I'm sure you'll find it. Hopefully by now you've already looked it up since we talked about Halloween for half an hour.
Yeah, if you're looking at Monster Blood, you're on the wrong episode.
It's true. Don't do Monster
Jack-o'-lantern.
Blood. Don't do Haunted Mask.
Nope, don't do werewolf thing. of
Jenna
the
Knight says
swamp.
Jack-o'-lantern for Venom 3 ain't holding my breath. I mean, I don't want them to do anything I want in those movies, just because I don't like, where those have gone. But also, that would be a step in the right direction at least, because it wouldn't be another symbiote, and it would be cool if he would fight something that wasn't a symbiote.
Venom 3 100% will be Venom versus Spider-Man. I don't know offhand, like he might be a cameo or something in No Way Home. I don't know that's he's going to be all over this movie. I think they're doing setup for like a Venom versus Spider-Man movie, but we'll see.
I guess we'll see. I'm honestly expecting him to have as much screen time as Green Goblin and everyone else. I really am.
Maybe. I think it's weird. Like, I don't know if I can buy that they could have held that secret for so long, but
I also don't agree with you on Venom 3 being Venom versus Spider-Man. I don't think there's any way that happens. I think it's a lot more likely that, because they're playing Venom so much like the anti-hero protagonist, like,
oh, but it'll be like the Godzilla versus Kong thing where they fight for
Oh.
like an hour and then Null shows up.
But I think
we got
they'll-
to team together, Spider-Man.
I think in Spider-Man...
That's what I mean by Spider-Man versus Venom.
But I
Be
think
like that.
No Way Home will just have them team up. Like, I think Venom and Spider-Man will
God,
team up in
maybe,
that
yeah.
movie. I really think that's what they'll do.
What if they do Spider-Man versus Venom,
Mhm.
and then Topher Grace comes out of a portal, and then he's the bad guy?
And see, I would actually kind of buy that, because I don't know what happened to him. He just got sucked into a vortex and then explosion. I don't even know how.
If you look really close, you can see a Doctor Strange portal.
Okay, let's go ahead and finally do this, shall we? Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns! I'm gonna say now here in a minute. Here we go. Everybody get ready to press play. We're gonna do it right now. Bum, 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 bum. I wonder if the images at the end of this intro ever change. Because you get shots from different episodes on the green blood thing.
I'm gonna guess they add, like when they do a new season, they add stuff from that season into it.
Well, we've watched now 2 episodes from 1 and an episode from 2, and I wasn't paying that close of attention, but I think they were all
There
the
was
same.
there were lawn gnomes in the intro to the
Okay.
last one.
So they did change it, yeah. At least they're not making it all images from the episode you're about to watch, like the intros for Justice League Unlimited. Man, I hate that.
Yeah, it is pretty annoying. Yeah, I'm seeing new clips. They definitely change it.
Oh, yeah, because they had
At least they think.
Phantom of the
Oh, and there was the
Auditorium in there.
jack-o'-lanterns.
Maybe they always throw in one from the episode you're about to watch, where it's like different every time.
Maybe, yeah. Oh my god, it's a jack-o'-lantern.
That's pretty cool. No, that's good. You open on a innocuous-looking, wholesome jack-o'-lantern. No, that's good.
No, I was scared.
And there's a bunch of pumpkins in the background. Yeah, but that's because you're afraid of wholesome as a concept.
Exactly. I want the Halloween Kills intro of the burning jack-o'-lanterns coming at me.
Oh yeah, you told me that was
pretty
the
cool.
only thing you liked about that movie.
Because it was cool.
It was cool.
I love the score. I've been listening to the score all week.
You're out now.
Gobby, out of your mind.
Acting.
Aren't you nervous about going out? No!
Yeah, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. you have a really over-the-top actress with a guy who's got it reeled in to the point where I keep forgetting he's in the scene.
No, he's talking like he's in his room and he doesn't want his mom to hear that he's on the phone.
That is so generic it's almost offensive. Did you catch that?
That hand?
No, what are you gonna be? A superhero. I've got a cape, a mask, and everything.
I'm Super Billy. That's my name. Oh wait, that's a viewer. I just picked a name off.
That's hilarious. Are you calling our viewers generic? I'm Super Billy.
No, I was like, name Billy. So Super Billy, if you're watching this, that was unintentional.
What's your Star Wars costume gonna be? I don't know, Jedi Knight?
Jedi Billy.
I don't know.
Isn't that just Hayden Christensen?
Who are you gonna be? Some guy in the back of a car? I'll call myself unknown passenger.
I'm gonna go as a Daniel, some sort of Daniel Davis. Is that a boy or a girl on the denim shirt?
You kids all look too old to be trick-or-treating.
I don't know. My one friend and his girlfriend would go trick-or-treating. They're like 20, and I was like, guys, come on now. Stop that.
Wait, really? Daniel Davis said apparently this actress just voiced Silver St. Cloud in Batman Soul of the Dragon. And I've seen that. That's who that is? Well, she got better, I guess. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
There's John Belushi in that wolf mask.
Okay, so I'm immediately enjoying this less because there are too many bad child actresses all in one scene together. And
at least the little girl from the first episode isn't here.
This is like if you grew the cast of Beetleborgs to a Power Rangers size cast. Like, it's not a good idea to have kids this young all in a scene together that aren't like professional actors. Yes, they do. What is it?
Do mall babies eat chili dogs?
Chili dogs? I was going there too. We clearly spend too much time together. Why is that kid wearing a trucker's coat?
See, those kids were like unintentionally creepy just because their bad acting scares me.
Oh my god, please stop it with all the generic costume choices. Like, we're gonna be space warriors.
I'm going as president.
She's superhero. He's trucker man.
They just did like a hand thing, but he missed and grabbed her by the by the wrist. I guess they couldn't get a second take.
That dissolve was weird. Because I would have thought flashback, but I think that actually meant time passed.
Yeah, like moved forward. Oh my god, look how generic they are. Yeah, there's superhero, ghost.
Yeah, we have superhero and ghost.
It's not even a day ghost. It's just a ghost.
She's a combination of like 15 different things. What is that suit? Like, there's some Batgirl in it, kind of, but then it's just got like a... It's got a cape that's draped too far down the back.
Yeah, and the boy is Michael Myers in the original Halloween where he's in the ghost sheet.
Your first mistake is going inside the house. Like, why are you going in the house?
Yeah, especially if it's an old person. You never trust old people.
You're just supposed to take candy from her and leave. Like, don't go in the house.
I did that once while trick-or-treating. They were like, oh, your costume's great. Come show this Halloween party I'm having your costume. Like, step in, and then I did. And then when I left, I was like, that was probably a bad idea. I probably shouldn't have done that.
If an old lady says he loves children, it means he wants to eat them. Oh my god, that is horrifying. This is actually really screwed up. This is going to be a dream sequence, though, right?
Oh my god. Yeah, of course. It's Danny DeVito.
This is actually freaking me out.
He's got the room of misfit kids.
Jenna Knight said she's going as Crazy Quilt.
That old lady's really overacting in the background.
It's not as... Yeah, but it's fine because it's a dream sequence. It's...
No, it's just
Wait,
funny.
you had to tell me it was a dream? You had to say it out loud?
It was only just a dream.
So that guy was actually less creepy once we got a close-up on his terrible prosthetics. Like, when he was just in... I was actually kind of unnerved by that, the first shot of it.
Yeah, when it was, like, lit properly and dark.
Emphasis on dark.
Oh, look, that kid is going as pirate. And B.
He's a big Black Freighter fan.
Oh.
He's the only person on the planet that skipped all of Watchmen and only read the Black Freighter portions.
Wait, that's still her costume? I assume that was part of the nightmare.
Well, it was, but she knows what her costume is, so she would dream
No, I know.
the like, that makes sense.
But her costume should be worse. It's a nightmare.
Although I don't think she had the domino mask. Maybe she did.
I don't know, because we mainly saw her from behind.
Yeah. Every day! I really need this person to stop acting.
Hey, isn't this Silver St. Cloud?
In the future?
Yeah, and only voice acting.
Not 25 years ago. She growed up and turned into an actress.
She learned about an actual superhero. Oh, this guy's
he's supposed to be
different.
Wetsuit!
What?
I can't even with this right now, Austin. But that also seems like something Arlstein would have written. I'm a dark and stormy night. Ugh.
That was a roller coaster. He should have just been the ghost he was in that dream.
That felt right out of a Legends Halloween episode. Super Drew. That's unfortunate.
I thought it said Oreo. My TV's so small.
Super Oreo. No, her name is Drew. I don't even know how she got that made.
How did she know? Like, she knew everybody's costume except that one guy. He was a ghost in the dream, but now he's a dark and stormy night. Oh, Dr. Phil is missing. And we keep cutting to that Evil Dead vision. Super Drew.
There is so much to unpack there. First of all, they have to go totally generic so they don't reference anything you've heard of, and then somebody says Mighty Mouse. That's the first thing. And then secondly, it looks like Super Drag. I don't even want to talk about that.
I just love that he said, she's Super Drew, in a way, like, you could see the life leave his eyes when he said it.
Also, they look like Quicksilver from the future. That's better. These guys are dressed as Captain EO. Yeah, that's better. Sorry, what?
They look like they'd be aliens in a Godzilla movie from the 60s.
Are they worshipping Mothra?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Okay, I'm waiting for a Pumpkinhead guy. Why is the Pumpkinhead one so far the worst of the 4 that we've watched? Like, this sucks so far.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, there he is! There we go. Oh, there's more of them. You know what? I needed these guys to sound like Power Ranger monsters. I'm actually really glad about that.
They all make, like, generic, like, sounds. Every monster.
And of course, there is a Pumpkinhead monster in Power Rangers. One of the most popular ones, Pumpkin Rapper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I've seen that.
Wait, why do they have lobster claws?
Because they're really big fans of Thunder Force.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you like to see us eat raw chicken?
Oh no, not that! I forgot all about the raw chicken. I have put that totally out of my mind. I forgot that guy had the lobster claws. He seemed like something out of the live-action Tick show.
Yeah.
The Amazon show.
Oh, yeah, the Big Lobster guy, yeah.
And it was one of the only legitimately almost clever things in that movie. Remember, we kind of liked things about that guy.
Well, I just like Jason Bateman. I was sad that he was in that movie.
But the cleverest lines did come from that shtick.
Well, yeah, because his character in that movie was so just like, ugh, like, I don't know.
Jedi Knight wants to know what is better so far, this or Halloween Kills. I mean, it's like this at the moment.
Okay, so one of these things is just, like, this quality, and the other one is really awful and is attached to one of my favorite films of all time. So I'm gonna go with this.
Okay.
Also, this is like a dumb thing made for kids. Like,
right. Yeah, you can't look at them on the same level, of course.
Yeah.
You have to compare apples to other apples.
Exactly.
That is a big-ass candy bar.
Oh my god, it's a Wonka bar.
Yeah, it is. Open it up, there's a golden ticket.
Oh, maybe Grandpa Joe is the jack-o'-lantern. This is what he did on Halloween night.
We cannot get away from Willy Wonka today.
Oh, that's weird. It just keeps coming up.
Whoa! It's morphin' time. I love that I'm getting those things slightly before you, so I get to respond and then see your reaction to it.
Oh, it's John Cleese.
Why is everyone giving them 6,000 pieces of candy?
Yeah, he's dropping it all over. Come on, John Cleese. Like,
is this what the pumpkins make them do? Is just give kids too much candy? Oh no, they are the pumpkins.
Yeah.
They work like the Asians in the Matrix.
Oh my god, imagine if Agent Smith isn't in the new Matrix, it's just a pumpkin head. That'd be awesome.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, I am a pumpkin. I have lobster claws.
So that's clearly a glove, so just reach out and pull the lobster claw off of his arm, you guys.
Yeah. Also, pumpkin heads. Just punch them.
Oh, they have to trick or treat forever. See, the problem with this premise is after a while, you're just going to have too many of... You're going to have to do this thing that you used to like doing, but forever. I feel like after you've done Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, you can't do this.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I like that the pumpkin heads are sentient all on their own. What?
What?
That was
Oh my
amazing.
God, it's the Emperor.
This just got better. I can think of worse fates than trick-or-treating forever, though.
I love the, like, sound it made when he put his head back on.
Okay, we need a timestamp or something. We need a sense of how long they've been having to do this so far, because like they just started trick or treating, right? And the pumpkin guys are like, you have to trick or treat forever, and then more houses, and then we cut, and then they walk around and they go, we're so tired, we need to rest, and I'm like, it really seems like you've gone to like 5 houses.
I like that. Did you catch that bit? They're like, oh, my bag's full. And he dumped it all over the floor and was like,
Now it's empty. Go trick or treat to more houses.
This is amazing. I'm liking this finally. Because
they
I
act
love
like Scooby-Doo villains chasing them too.
And I love that they just have like trash bag outfits.
Yeah, like I could make that costume.
What is the investment that these Pumpkinhead guys have in these kids trick-or-treating for all time?
Yeah, they're not even getting the candy. They dumped them all over the ground.
With the laser thing from earlier, Jenna Knight says that effect is the scariest thing in the show.
Absolutely. This show should do like it should have done like versus episodes. I want to see these pumpkin guys fight the lawn gnomes. Whoa!
Put on the head! Oh, this is
What
great.
a
They're gonna make
mess.
them be pumpkin heads. The mouths move. That's fun. Oh, they were just trying to scare them.
Yeah, they're gonna be people, right?
They're just kids? How do they do all that? But then I didn't. How was any of that possible?
Oh my god, I didn't realize it was
Your
you. I
heads
thought it was
came
you,
off
and then it
your
wasn't,
bodies
and
and
I
kept
thought-
talking. There's not gonna be a believable explanation. Oh, they're aliens. Oh. Why didn't you tell me your friends were alien pumpkin heads? Oh. Okay, I'm back to not liking this anymore. This was a roller coaster is what this was.
What was that ending? Oh yeah, that reminds me of my neighbors or my best friends that were aliens the whole time.
Oh, they're not just aliens. They're aliens from, like, Sesame Street. They're Sesame Street aliens. I guess the one thing I like about that twist is the idea that, like, it's about disguises because it's Halloween. So, like, the aliens get to pretend to be other people. I guess that's kind of a fun notion.
What is happening?
Oh, they eat humans? We just keep adding things?
Why don't they have cool alien voices? Oh my god, they ate Dr. Phil.
They ate Dr. Phil. Oh. It went from no stakes to huge stakes to no stakes again to they eat humans.
Now we're at the ending of Close Encounters. But it's with, like, Oscar the Grouch aliens.
That's right. Yeah, they were like the Sesame Street aliens. Okay.
Oh my god, that effect of it taking off.
I can't even process all of that right now.
That was insane. How?
Unknown Passages said, honestly, my nightmares are kind of like this. Jedi Knight. Nope. Say it again.
So I'm glad we ended on the craziest one.
That was the craziest one.
What was that?
It was, production-wise and everything, I think the weakest one also.
Yeah, because it was like the weakest one for a while, and then all of a sudden it was just like, and then, and like the other ones at least had, you know, like your kind of basic, you know, B horror movie thing that you've seen a million times. I can safely say I've never seen anything where lobster-handed pumpkin people were like shooting lasers and breathing fire, and then revealed that they were kids who were also aliens.
And then the big reveal at the end initially seems to just be, we were your friends all along, we did it some way, and then, the answer was aliens. Oh wow, they were aliens that lived next door that just wanted to get to pretend to be other people on Halloween. Okay, that's your big twist. And then they eat people and we'll be back for you next year.
And they ate Dr. Phil.
Good Lord. I mean, you can't say it's not economical for 22 minutes.
For like 3 minutes.
That's true. That's true.
Nothing
just
happened
for
for
minutes.
like 15, and they were like, oh crap, something has to happen. Oh man, they're aliens.
All roads were leading here all along. That explains lasers and... It doesn't... You know what it doesn't explain? It doesn't explain the pumpkin heads off the bodies on the ground talking.
I guess because... Oh yeah, no, that doesn't explain that at all.
Doesn't explain that.
And can the aliens just shoot lasers and breathe fire? Like...
Unless the aliens are like a foot or less tall, and the heads we saw are the whole alien, and they can transform into, I can't believe we're talking about this, the pumpkin heads, and then they come off the bodies, and the bodies are just facades that they can control somehow. That's the best I've got. It's the best I can come up with. Jedi Knight, which monster was the most dangerous? Well, I mean, they're eating people.
I would assume that, yeah.
So
they
that's
ate Dr. Phil,
that's
and they could breathe
up
fire.
there. And then second to that would, I guess, probably be it came from beneath the sink, right?
It'd be the cuckoo clock, no? Because I guess probably
it de-ages you.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't the lawn gnomes, but they were my favorite monster of the night, so...
No, I mean, the lawn gnomes can turn people into statues, and they could do it with as many people as they wanted to, which would automatically make them more dangerous than the cuckoo clock, because it's doing it one at a time.
That is true. But they also didn't really do anything, and just kind of like bumbled around being like,
Oh, lollipop killed.
Well, they didn't do anything initially, and then it's like, if they find people they don't like, they'll turn them into statues.
yeah, mostly they just broke melons.
You know what's
they were
weird?
great.
If they turned him into a gnome, then I wish we'd seen that at the end, where like he's a gnome, but then we see him turn into his like walking gnome self, and you have a little person playing that. But because that's what Austin wants, obviously.
That is absolutely what I want.
But they're like lawn gnome Borg. They're like assimilating people into their gnome collective.
Yes. That should be a movie. I want like a Munchkin movie that's just that, where they like turn people into Munchkins.
If we do more Goosebumps at some point, I think the only way to do that is just the way we did it tonight, honestly. Is we're just...
No, this was a lot of fun.
I think coming prepared wouldn't be nearly as much fun as just in the moment responding to the insanity that is this show. That was a lot of fun for me.
We need to both react to things that are happening, talk about it, and randomly stop to review new movies in between episodes.
We're developing
the
a whole new
format.
format for live streaming.
This will change reviews as we know them.
Anyway, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. We certainly did. This was crazy fun. We're going to next week do. I don't think we've announced this yet.
No, we haven't.
But we might as well. We're going to do another mini marathon next week. And Austin, tell everybody what we're doing. It's very exciting.
So we are going to do 6 episodes of Treehouse of Horror. And Cap left it on me to pick the episodes. So I have 3 of them right now, which are Treehouse 4, 5, and 6. And I'm kind of debating on what I'm going to do for the other 3. So if there's anything you would like to see, put it in the comments and I will take it into consideration.
Treehouse of Horror,
doing that.
Of course, the Simpsons Halloween specials. Yeah, and Austin and I, if you don't know, do a podcast series about the Simpsons that comes out every couple of months or so. And we're doing season overviews. We've done the first 3 seasons. We're working on season 4 right now. We're going to try to do that for you in a few weeks. And we thought this would be a real fun kind of holdover thing. Austin, do you want me to watch them ahead of time? Because you know them real well, so you can certainly
know them really well,
fill in stuff, and I could do the reacting thing, or I could come in just not as prepared because you know them so well, but I could come in prepared. I've not decided how I want to do it yet.
Yeah, it's up to you. One of them, because I made sure to hit your favorite Treehouse and just your favorite episode of the show,
Thank you.
My favorite one, which is yours is 6, mine's 5. So.
Well, and, we said we'd do 6. 4 was a good number for Goosebumps. Like, we could just do 4.
Yeah, it's up to you. Whatever.
Okay. Well, we'll figure this all out and tell you guys next week, a little closer to time, what exactly we're doing with it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I have 3 that I know for sure I'm going to pick. So if anybody, like I said, has any that they would like to see, just comment it, and I'll take a look at that and keep it in consideration while deciding.
Yeah, because we also did, 5 episodes of Spider-Man last time. And 4 or 5 for shorter shows seems to be a real good number.
Yep, absolutely.
And then when we eventually do this again for, live action shows, maybe, 2 or 3 would be a good number.
Yeah, for anything that's 40 minutes.
Yeah. So anyway,
Absolutely.
folks, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave your comments if you're watching this after the fact. Especially tell us what you thought of this as an idea of doing more of this kind of stuff. And I had a blast. I hope you did. And Austin and I will see you again next week with some Simpsons for our last big Halloween hurrah for this month. We've done a lot more Halloween than I thought we'd get to. This month, which has been great. Oh, and I should also say the plan right now, and this could change because my dad's schedule is crazy and sometimes he can't make it to things. But right now the plan is next week my dad and I on Tuesday are going to do a commentary on, and I also haven't decided if I'm going to go back and rewatch the movie for this, Austin. We're going to do a commentary on Maximum Overdrive, which is one of the craziest, most bonkers Stephen King horror movies. And if you think lawnmowers chasing people is scary, then that's the horror film for you. And it's one of my dad's favorite movies, and it's going to be a lot of fun to talk with him. And he's never done a commentary. So I'm really excited about that. I hope it actually works out and he can make it for it. But that's the plan at the moment anyway. So couple of commentaries for you next week for Halloween things.
Yeah, it's great. It's best season of the year.
Hopefully we can come up with some crazy Christmas stuff to do around Christmas.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of.
Well, I mean, we'll think of stuff.
I don't know. Yeah. I better not have to watch all 5 Home Alone movies.
I was gonna say, should we do the crappy Home Alone sequels?
Yeah, well, we're getting that new one this year.
Should we do the crappy new? I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that.
It's just another Home Alone movie, honestly.
Home Alone, but in England.
Oh no, that is terrible. Oh.
Have you not seen the trailer?
No, I did, because I saw a lot of people that were
Isn't it
"Oh
England?
my God!"
Or at least it's English.
I didn't think about it, but yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, they had English accents.
Yeah. No, I guess that is true.
And I don't know what the McAllister thing is, because they're not the McAllisters, but somebody in that trailer is called McAllister.
Well, it'll be Kevin, right? He'll be like the creepy person that like the kid's afraid of, and then
Well, a lot of people
friends.
thought that Macaulay Culkin was going to actually guest star in it, but he's come out and said he has nothing to do with it. So
So, well, which is what I was going to get into. Yeah, that movie, if you had to do another Home Alone movie, it should 100% be the Gremlins 2 thing where you just make fun of the old movies
yeah,
and you cast Macaulay Culkin, he's the main character, and he's just like a man child. And he gets left home alone, but he's like 30 now. And then it's just Home Alone again, but with adult Macaulay Culkin making fun of the original. Because I don't think any of the Home Alone movies are that good. Like, to be honest, it's just kind of like whatever. But that's what it should have been.
I have enough nostalgia for that first movie that I find it really difficult to be overly critical
sure,
of it.
yeah.
Or at least, actually, I am super critical of it. I've done a commentary on it with Eric, and you hear me very critical of it. And yet it doesn't hurt my enjoyment of going back to it at all.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. Absolutely. I think we all have movies like that.
See,
If
I was writing that movie, I would have a disgruntled older Kevin who just wants revenge on the universe for having to go through that whole thing twice, and also in New York. And when he becomes an adult, instead of being like a man-child home alone, he decides to become one of the burglars, and he goes and finds a house with a kid that's home alone, and like tries to do the Home Alone thing to him in reverse.
but
he brings all his traps with him, so he walks in like with a flamethrower.
You know what would be another way to do it? Is
just
to Halloween
throwing paint cans at children.
Halloween 2018 it, where Kevin McAllister has grown up like paranoid, like the wet bandits are gonna come back for me.
Oh, that's better. That's better.
He's got like guns and stuff, and at the end he locks them in his basement and lights the house on fire. That's what you do.
And that's called Home Alone Overkill.
Overt kill. It'll be technology, yeah. He'll turn into overt kill at the end.
And he shoots his head off. Anyway.
Instead of paint cans, he shoots his head at people.
His head's on a rope. This is swinging. What are we doing?
And then the Red Letter Media crew will show up, because why not?
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, Mr. Plinkett will be the creepy person that Kevin's afraid of.
Oh, yes, of course.
His friend. Yeah, of course.
Anyway, we got to end off here. Everybody, thanks a lot for being here, and we'll see you again next week. We're going to do another one of these streams, watching a bunch of shows. Thanks for watching.